Here.
Taylor Burry.
Here.
Greg Bradingham.
Here.
Johnny Gill.
Here.
Mariah Johnson. John Madeline.
Here.
Aaron Niles.
Here.
John Price. Sean Moran.
Here.
Michael Harmon.
Here.
Mira Bragg.
Here.
Chad Killett.
Here.
Chris Lasik.
Here.
Steph Lawn.
Here.
Ashley Sloboda.
Here.
Catherine Thompson.
Here.
Francis Arrigo.
Here.
Hannah Benz.
Here.
Aaron Meachin.
Here.
Gerard Toscani.
Here.
John P. Turret. Mark Wolf.
Here.
Tiana Wu.
Here.
Alex Gandolfo. Brooke Gucci.
Here.
Nicholas Papatis.
Here.
Amelia Smith.
Here.
Anthony Wagner.
Here.
Annabelle Locklinger.
Here.
Benjamin Zalbray.
Here.
26 PCG.
Here.
ACM.
Here.
Active Minds.
Here.
Allies. APO.
Here.
Autism Speaks.
Here.
Biosphere.
Here.
Bomb Squad. Cheers. China Culture Club. Civil War Club.
Here.
Class of 2014.
Here.
2015.
Here.
2016.
Here.
2017.
Here.
Classics Club.
Here.
College Democrats.
Here.
College Republicans.
Here.
Colleges Against Cancer.
Here.
Dance Ensemble.
Here.
Dance Team.
Here.
DCF.
Here.
Drop the Octave. Entrepreneurship Club.
Here.
Film Society.
Here.
Foursquares.
Here.
Free Thinker Society.
Here.
Game Club.
Here.
G-Bird TV.
Here.
Gecko.
Here.
German Club. Gettysburg Student Musical Theater.
Here.
Gospel Choir. Habitat for Humanity.
Here.
Interfaith Council.
Here.
International Affairs.
Here.
International Club.
Here.
Japan Club.
Here.
Jazz Appreciation Society.
Here.
LASA. Law and Justice Society.
Here.
Lutheran Student Movement. Mock Trial. NAACP. Alan Nightingale.
Here.
Painted Turtle Farm.
Here.
Peace and Justice Club.
Here.
Pre-Health Club.
Here.
Pre-Vet Club.
Here.
Sanga.
Here.
SASA.
Here.
Shots in the Dark.
Here.
Slavic Club.
Here.
Skeptical Chemists.
Here.
Society of Physics Students.
Here.
Student Alumni.
Here.
Upscale.
Here.
Motion to approve the minutes from 2 weeks ago.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, I hope everyone had nice reading days. Just so you're all aware, we have, I believe, 5 more meetings left after this one for the semester. Tonight we'll have 2 presentations from GLC and CLAC. Fidel, Gecko, and DCF are coming with budget requests, and we have Students for Life coming for Senate recognition. Other than that, the Senate outreach has been going really well. I think having it in the library has been awesome, and I ordered 2 banners so that people know what organization is giving out cookies. So instead of them just coming up and saying, oh, what is this for? Now they'll be able to know that's because of Student Senate. So, Tony?
On the Wednesday before reading days, SLC met and voted on Fall Honors Day awards. That will be presented at 4 p.m. this Friday in the chapel. So if you're interested, please come out and support the students who won awards.
All right.
Thanks.
Ben?
We have 2 clubs who had BMC hearings coming for funds today, Gecko and DCF.
Alrighty. Christiana?
And if you walked in while I was calling roll, just come see me afterwards so you can check it.
Great. Jim?
No report, just thank you to everyone who helped out with the election policy decisions.
All right. Taylor?
Hey guys, I sent an email to your club presidents today on a link that better describes how to update membership. So if they're still having problems, just have them email me.
Great. Okay, so we have no old business, so I'd like to invite GLC up to have give their presentation.
It's nothing formal. It's just wanted to ask Pat if we could come and talk tonight. My name is Ben Maynard. I'm a senior and one of the leadership mentors with the Breathway Leadership Center, and I'm one of the project leads for the Alumni Mentor Retreat this year. It's a day-long retreat on November 2nd from 8:30 to 5 p.m. for seniors only. And we honestly, why I'm here is because we haven't gotten the numbers we would have liked so far, so we're turning it into a rolling application. So I want to come and let all of you guys know to spread the word to the senior members of all of your different clubs and organizations that we are still accepting applications. And basically how I would describe it is it's a day-long retreat for seniors to work with alumni and figure out how to tell their story, whether it be through a resume, a cover letter, or an interview. Really just take what they're learning, what they've learned, all the experiences that they've had here at Gettysburg, and kind of bring that into how they can bring that into the workplace, graduate study, family life, religious activities, all sorts of aspects of their life. get to meet a lot of really cool alumni. We're bringing 15 alumni from 08 all the way back to the 70s, so it's a really great way to meet alumni and really just figure out how to tell your story and make sense of all the experiences you had at Gettysburg. So just spread that word to the seniors that you know, and we're still accepting applications. So.
What's the date again?
November 2nd.
Awesome, thank you.
And can they find the application on your
Yeah, it's on our
website?
webpage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Anyone have any questions?
Thank you.
Yeah. Steph and Kath, would you like to talk about plaque?
Okay. So last week, or 2 weeks ago, we met with academic advising. We mentioned how we were going to bring note cards. So we hope you all have something to write with. List as many people, like 5, 35,
However many you see fit of advisors or people who are faculty members that you see as the advisor. So it could have been an advisor that you had in the past or just a professor that was really helpful in kind of pointing you in the right direction for something.
like a faculty mentor. We're reevaluating the advisor system, or not us, they are, and we're helping. So just write down people that you've had a good experience with, and then we will collect them at the end.
There's a box over there too, if you want to move that way.
You guys can continue on.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
quiet.
Thanks, guys.
While they're handing out the cards, I'd like to bring Phi Delta Theta up for a budget request.
Oh.
Alright, hey everyone. So we're asking for $400 for our annual haunted mansion. It's a haunted house in which the proceeds go towards Adams County Youth Services. I'd like to stress that it's really open to everyone. We have children from the local community selling concessions outside, as well as helping us set up within the house. We're advertising all over campus in the local papers as well as in town. It'll last from Safety Friday night. It's our primary philanthropy event for the year. Local school students and residents come as well as a large amount of the campus. We already have over 300 people from the campus alone who are attending on Facebook. And we won the State Philanthropy Award for all of Pennsylvania as a result of last year's haunted mansion. So we have high expectations from both ourselves and the greater Gettysburg community this year. So we're only asking for $400 despite what we funded this year. And we're still planning on buying a lot more in the next couple of days. So we've been allocated $700 from IFC, and even with this, we're still paying roughly $1,205. And if the Senate allocates the full amount, we'll still be paying roughly $805. So yeah, we still have more to purchase, but even though we've already purchased everything on this list, the additional $400 could really help us since we've already purchased it with money we don't really have. I'd just like to reiterate that this event reflects positively on our campus community as a whole, and not just the Greek community. It's open to everyone, so it's not strictly just a Greek event.
Does anyone have any questions for John? Jackie?
Is this stuff that can be reused for future years?
Yeah, so issues we had in the past was over the summer we have something called the Halloween closet, and I guess someone went in and half of the machines, some of our fog machines were destroyed, and a lot was thrown away. So the idea would be to conserve this so we don't have to come back to Senate next year.
All right.
So this is something I've asked you in the past, is like, all these things you bought before, we invested money, and you said, yeah, we're gonna save them, we're gonna make sure this doesn't happen again. It doesn't happen, or it gets lost, or stolen, or destroyed. How do you guys think this is gonna?
I mean, I wasn't in charge of it last year.
Yeah.
And I'm philanthropy chair this year, so what I'm gonna do is hopefully have a discussion with the campus just to make sure that they're not really, I mean, they can look inside that closet, but don't take anything out of it, because there's really no reason for them to be going in there in the first place.
It's on the exterior of the house, just to point that out.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions?
Motion to allow people.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? Alright, motion carries. I'd like to bring Gecko up for a budget request of $662.13.
We bought these water bottles. This week is Sustainability Week. In case you guys didn't know, we have a bunch of events planned, and each day is a different theme. And tomorrow is water, and we ordered these Camelback water bottles to give out for free. All you have to do in return is sign a 30-day pledge from Camelback to just try to reduce the amount of plastic water bottles you use. So we're giving you the water bottle to then help you reduce that. So they're really good quality. We got them for a better price than what you would normally get them for. So we're just asking to be compensated for that cost. And all of the water bottles are going to you guys. So you should come to the cup tables tomorrow from 11 to 1 and get a free water bottle.
Forgot that you didn't email me that, but the total the total request comes out to $662.13, and the BMC recommendation was for the full amount.
Are there any further questions?
Motion to allow the full amount.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. I'd now like to bring up DCF for a budget request of $4,233.
So we're DCF, and we wanted to talk about our fall conference that happens every year.
And fall conference is just an event that we go to in the fall, and we try to use that time to train our leadership team and just to get to know the community better. And it's just a really great time. It's a weekend event, and yeah, it's just a little community gets better. I'm sorry, guys.
So it's open to the entire campus. And so last year we had 33 students, but this year we have 53. And we actually have a wait list right now because we had so many signups. The conference is not full. And so we also have a couple more students that might be attending. So we have a lot of people that are going to be going to this. And so initially when we came to the BMC for prelims, we thought the cost was going to be $100 per person, but we had to move conference centers because Disciple Makers as a whole has just grown so much. And so the new conference center is now a lot bigger, and the cost is now $148. And so we wanted to ask for 75% of the cost per person to go because the conference is really expensive, and we have a lot of people in our community who really lack the financial aid to go to this, and we want to make it really affordable for everyone. And so we wanted to ask for 75% of the cost. And so 75% of 148 for every person, that would make it about $37 for every person. And times 53, $5,883, and then subtracting what we got at prelims, it comes out to $4,233.
When's this conference?
November 8th.
And how have you advertised for it?
Student digest, Facebook, emails.
Ben?
The BMC recommended $2,272 for this event. We felt that it was a pretty high request on top of what we'd already allocated to them. What we said was that we would fund the original 50% that we said in prelims, which comes out to a total of about $38,000, and then subtracting the $1,650 that we already allocated them, we came to $2,272.
Taylor?
Do you know if Senate funded any of this last year?
Yes.
Okay. How much did they fund? Just like a ballpark. I don't know.
They did half for every person, and so we had 33 people that went, and it was $100 for every person to go.
Okay.
Christiana?
What does the money for each person cover? Like when they go?
Food, lodging,
The space for all the talks that we go to and all the activities that are there.
Okay.
Everything.
Another question. Do you 53 people who you're expecting to go, are any of them outside of DCF?
Well, DCF like welcomes everyone, so you have like maybe one person that will come to 1 week and then like not show for like the rest of the semester.
Okay.
So like essentially you have a mixed group of people coming out. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
How many of the people that are currently listed as going to the conference regular members of weekly meetings?
I think we have like 30 team members.
So we have about 30 of our leadership team members, and they come out almost consistently weekly. And then we have a bunch of freshmen that are coming out consistently. So, yeah. But that still makes up about like 10 to 15 people that are probably inconsistent with their coming.
Yeah, Anthony?
If we don't give you the full amount that you're asking for, we'd still be able to attend the conference.
We will, but there's some people that may have to drop out because they cannot afford it. Kind of add on to that. So like when you think about like your job and like when you have a job on campus, you only have one job. You like maybe work like 4 or 5 hours a week. At least for me, I made like about $48 like bi-weekly, you know, and that's not a lot when you have to like think about saving and like using that money for everything else. That's why we try to like make it lower so that more people like freshmen who don't have a job can like come. That makes sense.
Catherine?
I apologize if you already mentioned this, but have you done any fundraising efforts for this specific conference?
DM like
Not our DCF club, but the DM organization as a whole. They try to help out, but it's really not enough to really support the financial aids, the needs of our people that are going through this.
Are there any other further questions?
I'd just like to point out that our rationale for the recommendation of slightly less is that we're still allocating them almost $4,000 to this conference. And we feel like there's a point where you have to, I guess, cap this. We're continuing on with precedents set in previous years of funding 50%. Admittedly, that's more, 50% is more this year, but we feel like if you're still getting half off and you're going to a more prestigious, maybe not prestigious, but you're going to a larger conference center for this meeting, and so we don't really feel like it's unfair to ask that amount from the students.
Catherine?
Oh, I have a motion.
Oh, Steph, did you have a question, Mariah?
I just had a point to make that I want to say allocate somewhere around like $6,000 for IAA for their conferences for the entire year, and this is one conference, and DCF is obviously you guys in the spring for another conference as well that's a similar size. So just keep in perspective, like money, big chunks are already allocated, and things are going to be coming out in the next semester too.
Motion to opt for the MC recommended from that.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Abstentions? The motion to allot the MC recommendation passes. I'd now like to bring up Students for Life for Senate recognition.
Hello, we're representatives from Students for Life. We're a new club that was just formed this semester. We currently have about 11 active students as well as support from faculty and students who are currently off campus. Our mission statement reads, the mission of Students for Life is to promote a culture on the Gettysburg College campus that respects and values human life from its very beginnings to its natural end. The club is dedicated to education, facilitating respectful dialogue, and supporting relevant activities while creating a safe space for all points of view. For us, we do not have political or religious affiliation specifically, and like you said, we're primarily looking to have educational events and discussion events with respectful dialogue from varying points of view, and to give a voice to students on campus who have similar views to us, in particular because we feel that we're underrepresented on this campus. So far this semester, we've taken part in the Gettysburg College Life Chain, and we're currently planning a dinner and discussion event for mid-November. And we're looking to have more discussions and educational events next semester. And we're just looking for Senate recognition for this new club.
Are there any questions? Is there a motion?
Motion to recognize.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations. Okay, club or we'll do committee announcements first. Academic affairs, IT.
Okay. I'm gonna just turn this mic so you can all hear me. So I met with IT 2 weeks ago, and I got a lot of answers for you guys that I wanted to share with you. The first one is the TV channels that I've been talking about all year. We got a little progress on that. I know a lot of you don't watch the language channels. IT knows you don't watch language channels, but faculty is the one that's pushing for that. They're gonna try and do like 10 channels. They're also gonna look to evaluate the channels that they have. So for instance, there's a Russian channel. We don't offer Russian anymore, and we don't accept credits for Russian either. So that was one of the ones they were gonna look at. FX, AMC have been huge requests, and I asked for those as well. Those at the top of my list. But there's also a budget with all of this, so it depends on how much they cost. But at the same time, Rod, who is VP of IT, was under the impression that HD channels are more important than like these different kinds of channels like FX and AMC. And I told him the opposite. If anyone has a huge problem with that, now we're please. But that freed up a lot more money. Sorry.
For the language channels, is it possible for IT or someone to send out a survey to people who speak those channels and see if they actually want to?
That would be a good idea. They have sent out a survey before about what channels students do watch, and that's how they know that students don't really watch them. But more so it's faculty wanting them so that their students will watch them, even though IT knows that doesn't actually happen. What I suggested was maybe looking at decreasing that number by a few and really focusing on the major languages that are taught at this campus. So that would be some sort of compromise, but that's definitely something I can bring up. Also, in addition to that, more sports channels, the NFL Network, and I know there's a channel that features a lot of hockey games that isn't available on campus. NBC, correct? Yeah. So that's on my list as well. As for the email client, they're for sure leaving Microsoft Exchange. They're looking at Gmail and Hotmail. Besides the interface that you will immediately use your email through, everything else will be the same. You'll still be able to work with your phones, your laptops. It'll still be accessible through a web portal, things like that. So the only major change would be the look and feel of how you can get your email. Lastly, to answer a question from 3 weeks ago, Spotify. The reason that's not available on campus is a legal issue. The college itself has a huge network that we have to protect. And inside that network is financial data from financial services. There's a lot of really important data that needs to be protected. And once they're inside that firewall that sits at the top of our 2 servers, one is in Penn Hall and the other one is now in the trailers. It used to be in Glatfelter. It opens them up to a huge amount of data that they can compromise, and that's your data. So they subscribe to a service that basically lists a bunch of websites that are malicious, and that service itself deems Spotify as illegal, as does most of the media industry. IT has looked into removing Spotify from that list, but the issue is that the second they open up that list and edit it at all, no matter what it is, if anything does happen, if someone does get into our network and gets a hold of important information, we're liable and not the company. And if we're liable, that's lawsuits and that's tuition going up. So basically that's the long answer for that. Any questions? No? Great.
Awesome, thank you. Black, you guys want to say anything more, or?
Well, we also just have a quick announcement. Steph and I are both going abroad in the spring, so there will be CLAC chair. There's usually one CLAC chair, but we think co-chair is really good because it's kind of yeah. So if there are any people who are interested in being co-chairs and you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.
Great, thanks. PR?
No report.
Harry isn't here, but he basically said that Huber Lot's a lost cause, unfortunately. And he'll be doing a DPS, I guess, walkthrough this Friday. DPS wants to, they're thinking of letting students sit in with them as they do their rounds, you know, on Fridays and Saturday nights. So Harry will be doing the first one, will be the pilot. If it works out well, other students will be allowed to join in as well. So, special events and programming.
Hi guys, so the Senate is co-sponsoring on Thursday night for the Attic Week Night, and it's board games, should be a lot of fun. I was wondering if anyone would want to come help me set up and clean up. So far I only have 2, maybe 3 people coming. I really want to co-sponsor with them more in the future, so we need to show that we're dedicated to helping them out. So if you are interested in helping me set up and clean up, I'll be staying here for a couple days after the meeting.
Great, thank you. Sustainability.
Hey guys, so as Alex already mentioned, this is the Sustainability Week, so there's a bunch of cool events planned, like movie showings, we have recycling Olympics on Friday out on Sign Lakes. If y'all can come out to some of the events, it'd be awesome, really appreciate it, I promise they're fun.
Great, are there any club announcements? Oh.
Hey again, everyone. So we are hosting the Haunted Mansion at Fidel. Okay, yeah. So Wednesday, Thursday from 7 to 9:30, and 7 to 10, and Friday from 5:30 to 9. Recommended donation of like $5 at the door. So pretty much pay $5 at the door, or else we're not going to use it. And all proceeds go to Adams County Youth. It's a really good time. We won awards for it last year, so it's obviously legit. So 2 awards, whatever. Okay, yeah, so that'd be great.
For Singing High, we're also doing our annual chili cook-off with Campus Kitchens. It's on November 7th in the ballroom from 11:30 to 1. It's $5 to eat all the chili you want, and I think $15 to register a team. So we'll have cup tables soon, so just keep an eye out for that.
Great. Tim?
The class of 2016 will be having a suggestion table tomorrow in the Cub from 11 to 1. So if you have any ideas or suggestions that you'd like to see around campus, please feel free to stop by. So
awesome.
They're cooking too. So.
Christiana?
This Thursday, Colleges Against Cancer is having an annual pink party. It's from 6 to 8 here. And there'll be free pizza and good baked goods that we're making in my apartment. And for the amount of articles of clothing or headbands, bracelets that you wear that are pink, you get a raffle ticket for each one. And you can enter to win really cool prizes like an iPod Shuffle. There's a really, really comfy chair that I've been doing my homework in the past week that we're all shooting off. But some really cool stuff, so come stop by, and then donations for the American Cancer Society are greatly appreciated.
Jim?
On November 7th, Fiji's going to be having a blood drive on our first floor. So please feel free to drop by. You don't have to like sign up ahead of time or anything. And it'll be clean, I promise.
Chi Omega's Mr. Fraternity Contest is Friday, November 1st, and we'd love to see you all there. There'll be tickets sold that week and cool t-shirts. I think they're long sleeve.
Jordan?
Hi everyone, I'll probably advertise again next week. On November 1st, in Klein Theater, we're doing a performance of the God Box, which is with the Interfaith Council. We're having an actress from New York City come down and do a one-woman show that's a comedy, so kind of bringing the interfaith dialogue onto like a college student raunchy comedy type level. So come out, it's November 1st at 8 o'clock.
Brooke?
I sent out an email to all the first years, just asking them what they'd be interested in terms of events. We sent out a survey asking them about fundraising as well. So we've been doing that. We've scheduled our first fundraising event as well, which will be a dodgeball tournament held November 8th.
Anyone else? Is there a motion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Abstentions?